Hello and welcome back to another episode of Vehicle Highlights at the Garage. With me today is local car collector, vehicle owner, and fellow board member Richard Morrison. Richard, how are you doing today?
Just great. Glad to be here.
All right, well, I'm glad to have your car here. This is a Ford Model T and a pretty early one at that, correct?
Yes, it is. In 1913.
Okay, it's good to see the early ones in here. I love the brass. The brass is a personal favorite of mine. This is not the factory configuration, though.
Not at all. This is called a Speedster, and you could consider it as early days of hot rodding.
Okay.
They even were sold as kits. Mm-hmm. This particular one has the most notable feature that you find is it has 4 front fenders. Then the seat and the fuel tank probably came as part of the kit.
I see. I was going to say the body profile looks a little different compared to some other Speedsters out there.
Yes.
So I see just right off the bat, there's been a couple of modifications that have been done to the car. Do you want to talk about some of those?
Okay. Well, the most significant is to the engine. Mm-hmm. It has the number of aftermarket things that were available at the time for Model Ts. It's just astounding. Mm-hmm. I have a book about that thick that there's nothing but ads for Model T accessories.
Okay.
And a lot of them were speed accessories. And one of the more popular ones was a cylinder head that would convert it from valves on the side of the engine to valves overhead, which would make it breathe better, mm-hmm. produce more power. This particular one has one of the more popular overhead valve conversion heads mm-hmm. called a Rajo.
Rajo head.
Made in Racine, Wisconsin. That's where the Ray comes.
Racing, Wisconsin.
Yes.
Couldn't find a more fitting place. And was it to apply that power? See, there's some wire wheels on there as well, and
yeah. Actually, the wire wheels are I put on it.
Okay.
But they are reproductions of ones that were available at the time. The wooden wheels were on it were getting awfully rickety, and I just didn't feel like they were safe to drive on.
I understand. I mean, with all this work done, how fast have you had the car?
About 60. The person I bought it from that kind of did a lot of restoration work on it mm-hmm. Claims to have had it to 90. I'm not going to challenge his record.
40 in a stock Model T is sketchy enough.
This car, sitting up there, so exposed and so on, is scary fast.
Well, it's great to see some old examples of hot rod speed, just how folks gathered some of those parts together, what they could with what budget they did, and to contend with some of the heavy hitters of the time. Yeah. Well, Richard, it was a pleasure getting to see you here.
Hey,
it's a pleasure to have this lovely piece of history in the museum. Once again, this is Matt Miller-Wells signing off until our next episode.